working on clappers.
Yep.
The iron ones like this, right? Like
Yeah.
so the iron clappers.
Yep.
And
So I apologize if I look rough. It's
it's a million degrees here always, it feels like.
And I was gonna get an AC installed in my shop last year, and then I decided against it because, of course, I was thinking about doing it in November when it was like 60 degrees and I didn't need it, and now that is not the case. So I apologize in advance. My beard is usually much more glorious, but this is what we have to work with today.
Well, for now.
For now. It'll get better later.
You have to push play.
Oh. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm set up on the computer. So we finally got like the video to start right, but I haven't done the rest of it properly.
So we just wanted to get on and chat about how the week has been going. Let you guys tell us how everything's been going for you. I will probably never fully be used to live videos, but I know it is a fun way to kind of actually chat with y'all. We can look at the chat and get to questions right away and everything. So for me this week, I was busy packing up and shipping, and it was kind of funny because at the UPS store that I've been dropping everything off at, she was like, "Did you start a new business?" and kind of like gave me this bag and is like, "Just, you know, you don't have to wait in line, just put the stuff in here and come drop it off." And I was like, "Thank you." It's not hard to get there because our daughter works at Chick-fil-A and it's right next to it. So when I go drop her off, I've just been dropping off the boxes and everything. So that's kind of convenient right now. But that was kind of funny. I didn't get a lot of sewing done because I was trying to keep up with all the orders, but I did finish the projects for the Rebs Fab Stash unboxing. So if you like seeing that unboxing, it will be coming next week. I have everything finished for it, and there is actually going to be a giveaway in that video. I'm giving away one of the projects. I don't want to say what it is because if you haven't watched the unboxing or haven't got your box yet, which you should, but have got it already. But sometimes they sit and wait to open. So I don't want to give away the projects, but it was really cute. So that video is coming up. And if you don't have notifications turned on for my channel, be sure to do that if you want to try to enter into that giveaway.
Yep. And just wanted to say thank you to everyone. We sort of didn't plan as well as maybe we should have. So we ran out of boxes. So we launched on Friday. I think we ran out of boxes on Sunday. So we had to place a new order, got new boxes in.
Thankfully, that was pretty quick, but I was panicking because I was like, I want to get these out. But there was really nothing we could do. Because over the weekend, you can't really, not many places will ship until the Monday. So it was like, kind of like, hopefully we'll get them quickly. And we did, thankfully. So everything up until the orders that came in last night are shipped and out. Hopefully, if you place an order, you have your tracking and all that and see it on the way to you.
Yes. So, but we literally had maybe 4 box deliveries this week. So the boxes that they get shipped in are non-standard, so you can't just go to a Home Depot and pick them up. We have to special order them.
Yeah, because we don't want them shaking around a lot in them, and
So, but I think we had a delivery on Monday. I think we had one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, and then one yesterday.
Yeah, those poor people are probably like, what are these people doing?
And one of my neighbors, well, to the extent that we have neighbors, but the guy that lives closest to us, I saw him this morning, and he's like, "How many pallets are you getting delivered to your house on a daily basis?" And I'm like, "I know, man. I get it. But we're all caught up there. So really sort of the whole point of this, maybe more so for me than my wife, is so some of you probably know I'm a lawyer by day. So most of the people I talk with are other lawyers, which I dislike lawyers. So it's not very enjoyable. So I don't really have anyone fun to talk with on a regular basis. So this is more of just an opportunity for us to talk with you about anything, really. I'll tell you my favorite color if you really want to know. So
that would be fun. What everyone's favorite? My favorite, you all know. I'm sorry I cut you off. My favorite color to quilt with is blue, for sure.
But your favorite color is like lavender, right?
Yeah, but it's hard to get
right.
Lavender's hard to find in a really nice shade sometimes. But sorry, go back on with. Sorry.
So
I do that a lot, Tim.
Yeah. so so it's really just a sort of a chat, really. We also have some announcements that we'll make, and I guess any of you who follow Lana at It Seems to Be So Quilt Shop in Sugarland may know what's about to be coming in a few minutes here, but there's an announcement there. Product updates. So the 14-inch SlideLock, I'm still waiting on one piece of one material to make it. I got a delivery of wood yesterday, so that'll help with that. So really, the 14-inch is just waiting on one more piece, and once I have that, I should be able to get them out. I'm hoping to get that within the next week or two. As we have said before, and I'll probably say numerous times, all of our suppliers are American, and everything is being shipped and made in America. So when you're working with smaller companies and you have large orders, it sometimes takes a while, which we're not complaining about in any way. This is not meant to put anyone down at all. It just means that there are unfortunately some delays that happen in the supply chain because we're not their only customer and they have other people to help. So we're waiting on that, but once we get those, we'll get those out. We've got a couple other products in the work. One of which we'll talk about today. One of which, give me 1 second, I'm going off camera.
Oh yeah, I forgot to grab that out. Sorry, I tried to get all the stuff we were going to talk about.
The camera's there.
I can put it to down if you think it'll show better, but I need to hide these, so that will give that part away.
Okay, so we're going to show this.
We're professional, I promise.
No, we're really not. So this is a ruler holder.
Let's see. Knock all
that
this stuff down.
I'll be making more of these soon. This was just one I made for my wife because she wanted it. But it's for all your rulers. I think you can see up there. You just put them in here. They slide right in out. It's like any other ruler holder, except this one. This one is made out of walnut, maple, and purple heart because I wanted to make it
fancy.
But we will have some of these for sale too. There'll be some special editions like this one that are made out of 3 woods. There are going to be others that are just made out of 1 wood. But these will be coming. They're fun little gifts because if you're anything like my wife, she has rulers strewn about everywhere, so having somewhere to store them is really nice.
And if you are interested in something like that, one of the things we're kind of wanting to ask is, what size you would like this to be in a sense of how many slots and, how would you like it longer than this? Is this a nice size where it has, where you could line up a lot of your smaller rulers? Just kind of curious on that because, I have what I think would be a good preference, but I'm sure I'm going to put it back up to us.
Okay.
What other people might be interested in. And because I'm kind of, with everything we have going on, moving to 1 video a week instead of 2 for a little bit, just to keep up with this as well. I wanted to ask, because I was thinking my next video after the Rebs Fab Stash was going to be something that's more to organize your quilting space, your sewing space. So like baskets to put your notions and stuff in, or project bags. So I picked up these 2 different patterns to work on, and I wanted to see what you guys might like me to show next on the channel. So I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to give everybody whiplash flipping back and forth. So the baskets is just a simple, cute little basket pattern that I found at my local quilt shop that I thought would be fun to show. And this kit in particular had all the items in it, the fabric, and the kind of foam that you would use to make the basket stable. So in the comments, let me know if you'd like to see the Petite 4 baskets or next, because I'll end up showing both of them at some point, or if you want another Quilt As You Go project. I love Quilt As You Go from June Taylor. I've done some videos before on them, but I saw this one at my local quilt shop, and it's a set of 2 project bags. But I have been wanting to try these zippers before, and let me see what they were called. The Zippity Do Done zippers, I think.
That's awesome.
I think that's what they're called. So I grabbed these as well. So let me know if you want to see the project bags or the baskets in the next video that will come up after the unboxing video.
Back to us.
Yeah.
So, one other thing I wanted to say about the SlideLocks before we get to it's not a huge announcement, it's just an announcement, is that I've had a lot of people who have emailed asking about when the 14-inch will come out, and I get it. We're doing everything we can to get that out to you as soon as possible. So one thing is if you have already purchased the 24-inch and you'd be interested in the 14-inch, or if you want them both but don't want to wait, if you buy a 24-inch before the 14-inch is released, then once the 14-inch is released, I will email you a coupon code for the difference in price, because if you buy the 24-inch and the 14-inch separately, it will be more expensive than buying them as a package. So you'll get a coupon code for the difference between that. So instead of paying, X plus Y, you're going to get X, whatever the discount is. And it'll also include a discount on the shipping, which is the difference between what you would have paid to ship a single package with both items versus 2 packages separately. So if people want to wait to get them both at the same time, that's totally fine. But know that if you buy the 24-inch now, or that you already have, when the 14-inch becomes available, you will be able to purchase it with discounted shipping and a discounted price, so that you're not basically disadvantaged by being an early adopter and not waiting until they both come out. So that's the best way I can put that. People can still email me and ask questions about it. I'm happy to answer them, but I just wanted to put that out there since it seemed to be a recurring theme that people had emailed me about.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to show next is a new product, and it's similar to something that may have been in the market before. It's made differently, and we love it, and I think it'll make your lives easier. The problem is we have tried to come up with a name for it, and
my creativity is put into quilts, apparently, not words.
Yes. So we came up with what we thought was a good idea. We ran it by someone who looked at us with a plain face and just made it.
I think they said no.
Yeah, I think it was just like immediate no. So we're not going with that. Real quick, Sandy, I don't know what the price is going to be of the 14-inch yet, because I still have to wait for the shipping cost to me for one of the parts for the 14-inch SlideLock. So once I have that information, I will be able to give you what the price of the 14-inch will be, and then what the price of the bundle will be. I just unfortunately can't get that yet because they haven't got me pricing for everything that I need. So once I have that, I will let you know. Have we asked ChatGPT for a name? No, we have not asked ChatGPT. So some of you may know, some of you don't. So in addition to being an attorney, I also am a college professor. And maybe starting last semester, I had students who were submitting essays that were written by ChatGPT, and which obviously is a problem. They failed, but I graded them anyway just because I was curious as to what they would have gotten had I not known it was ChatGPT. And almost across the board, they were C- D+ papers. So I don't trust ChatGPT to come up with a good name, though I do like the creativity of the suggestion. So my wife's going to show you what the product is and how it works. What I would ask you to do is, in the comments, if you can, please, give us an idea of a name for the product so that we can take a look at it. And I think next week we'll probably do another one of these Saturday morning chats. And we'll probably put up a poll with, our 3 or 4 favorites. And whichever name gets selected will probably become the name. And whoever comes up with the most popular suggestion will get a free product as a result of their helping us do it. So, but we figured that collectively all of you were going to come up with better names than the two of us could, because
apparently it wasn't good.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to my wife so she can show you what's going on.
So I'm going to put it down because it'll just be easier to show it. So we have these square trim tools, and they can be used for trimming half square triangles, which I have loved using them for. And then they can also be used to fussy cut items really easily. So you can see through it nicely and set it on and be able to trim your square. So they're going to be available in 2.5 inch squares, 3.5 inch, and 4.5 inch.
So the other part on that is because these are all handmade, I can actually make any shape. So if someone said, hey, can you make a hexagon or an octagon or really whatever, if someone wanted a triangle or a 3 inch instead of a 3.5, I could do all that. It's just going to take me time because I've got to set up my machines for it.
So before because I was going to jump right in and show it, you can see that it has kind of this same grip type rubber that is on the SlideLock on the bottom so that it holds in place on the fabric you're cutting. So there's also some lines kind of cut. Did you cut them? I don't remember if you lasered them.
I scored them
onto it so you can line up your seam with the half square triangle for trimming. So you can line it up and then just lightly hold it down. It's not going to slip around because of that rubber grip, and then you can trim around it nicely. And then I think I put it too far away from me, but hopefully I can get it to work because I'm trying to get it into the camera. But the nice thing about those grips is if you kind of press down just a little, you can just turn it so you don't have to line it back up. And I didn't do it that great, but it usually works really, really well. But I have it, like I said, usually I have it right in front of me so I can put even pressure down and then trim the other side. But the grip really helps hold the acrylic ruler in place because I don't know how many times you have trimmed these with, like, I really like the Tucker trimmer, but it's so slick on the fabric it slides around, especially when you're cutting that top angle. But it's really fun. I wish I could set up the camera where it's closer to me, where I can.
Here.
But it's really fun just turning it with that grip. Well, now that's really awkward.
Okay. Well, at least it's in the camera. I'm doing my best.
Yeah. So, I know we like them. So are we allowed to say what they're called before that's trademarked? So I don't know. I mean, I guess we can say what it's
technically a different product. So
yeah, I mean, you have it looking a little bit different, but there we go. That's better because I can put the pressure on it a little more even. And then trim the other side. So, what were they called before?
So I think the product that existed before
I think
was called.
Oh,
sorry. I think they called it Dragon Skin.
Oh yeah, Dragon Skin trimmer. I think. Yeah.
So Kathleen, you asked, can I add a line for the 1/4 inch so we can see exactly where it falls with the design? Are you talking about for the SlideLock, or are you talking about the thing my wife was just demonstrating? I guess I just need to sort of know to answer that question. So Lori, I think what we're going to do is sell them individually and then also as a complete set with the 2.5, the 3.5, and the 4 inch or 4.5 inch.
Which would be a discounted.
Right, that again would be discounted. And to the person that comes up with the name, they would get the complete set, the 2.5, the 3.5, and the 4.5 inch.
So it was kind of suggested as to incorporate my like So Be It quilts into the name, like the So Be It trimmer or something like that. But we don't know.
Yeah, that's way outside of our expertise.
And you're even better with words than I am. So we're just, I don't know. We can't think of anything that we've like really been stuck on.
Oh, hey, good morning, Sean. Didn't see you come in.
Hi, Tiffany, as well. I didn't see you go. I can't see over there very well until
you can't see very well, period.
I know. I need
you should be wearing your glasses.
I know. They're right there, actually. But they put a really bad glare on. I wear them, I promise, sometimes when I'm up here when I'm not.
Yeah, see?
But I think they get a glare from the light. That's really bad.
I don't know. I can't see it on the camera yet because we're a little behind. But,
yeah. So I do wear them a lot when I'm up here, not on camera, but the glare is just, I don't know. I feel like it's really bad whenever.
So whatever it's going to be called, let us know what names you like. We'll do a poll next week and choose a name for it. Again, with those, I don't have pricing yet because I'm still waiting on the final. I've made some, as you can see, some prototypes, and some have been tested by local people who have said that they work great and they love them and they want more. So we're confident in the design. It's really just getting pricing for bulk ordering so that I can then price them for you guys. So I will hopefully have that soon, because that will be something that we will also sell.
They have such good ideas already coming through.
I know. So, Kathleen, let me think about it. So, with
that
the
makes
problem
sense.
with, I'll hold it up here. No, it's not a problem, but the biggest issue with coming up with this is it has to be precise, right? Because it needs to be exactly 3.5 inches or 4.5 inches or whatever the dimensions are, because we don't want you to use it and then end up with bad cuts. So getting it to be perfectly square, I've got a CNC machine. I've got a bunch of tools that do that, and I've triple checked these to make sure they are. But the other issue is these lines right here, these diagonal lines. It took me about 3 days to come up with a method to get this perfect, because my first couple efforts were just slightly off, right? They weren't corner to corner. They were a centimeter off, or in some cases 0.5 millimeter. And the other problem is this acrylic is so thick that it's very difficult to score lines into it that will stay and reflect properly so that you can see them. I tried using my laser, but because this acrylic is so thick, the only real way to score it with the laser is to use a power setting that is so high that it actually burns the acrylic, and then you end up with a messy looking unstraight line. So it took me several days to figure out how to get these perfectly square, and I probably could figure out how to do a 1/4 inch line around the edges, all four. It would just take some experimenting to make sure that I can do it accurately, make sure the lines are straight. So I will experiment, Kathleen, with that to see if I can make it work. Because if it's something that would help you guys, and obviously I want to try to incorporate that, it's just going to be figuring out how to do it without, or how to do it and ensure that it's perfectly square, because I don't want it to be even, 1 millimeter off.
Does this chat say on the videos after it ends? Because I'm trying to get down some of the suggestions. I just don't know. I know, like, Sean and Tiffany, you two go live a lot. Does the chat stay on the video so I can look through all the suggestions to make sure we pick some of them and get the name attached? Because I don't want to miss any of these. They're so good, but it's also hard to
yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we don't go live very often, but hopefully it stays where I can go and look at them. All right, what else so we talked about the boxes.
So Tiffany said the chat will be there.
Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Okay. And it looked like everybody wanted the Quilt As You Go bags to be next, so.
Okay. Since we're here, does anyone have any questions about anything?
Well, I don't know if you
I am an attorney. I'm not your attorney, so I don't give legal advice. Unless it's like a really cool, situation that I've never heard of. It can be about the SlideLock. It can be about whatever this thing's going to be called, or just anything in general. Happy to answer them since we're here. And as I said, I don't have anyone fun to talk to during the week, so.
Thanks, babe.
Well, I mean, we talk all the time.
That was
it's literally all we do.
No, that's all I do.
Well, so it's true. I listen a lot during the week. I don't do a lot of talking. This is the most talking I do.
So because he is an attorney and I love true crime podcasts and TV shows, he's very good at being an attorney, but he doesn't, I don't think, like to talk about attorney stuff after his day job very often, because that's all he does all day. But I want to run by every detail of the true crime story I listen to by him to be like, does that sound right? And what should they have done? And he's like, oh, he humors me, but I can tell in his eyes that he's like, let's talk about something else, please.
I know much more about the Alex Murdaugh case than I ever wanted to know. We go for a daily morning walk, and during that trial, like for 2-3 straight weeks, that's all she talked about. That's all I got to hear about. And of course, like as an attorney, I'm listening to everything she's saying, and she's not literally at the trial, so she's only picking up what she's able to see. And
I was practically there. I watched it all live.
True. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why didn't they object to this? Why did they do this? What kind of crazy trial strategy is going on here? So it made me actually want to watch the trial, but the problem is I have my own stuff to deal with, so I can't. So it's just.
It's like my interpretation of what happened, because I don't know anything legal, so me relaying it was probably all wrong anyway. And he's getting frustrated about it for no reason.
Yeah, well, it didn't sound like the attorneys on either side in that case were very good. So, so Danelle, the easiest question there is, or easiest answer there is, I always recommend LLCs because they give you protection. So if you're a sole proprietorship, it just means that you are the business and you're personally liable for anything that goes wrong. So let's say that you're, starting a cleaning service, right? And you go to someone's house and you clean their house. Well, if you break something, you individually are responsible for whatever you break. If you have an LLC, that gives you an added layer of protection to say, if you go and do the same exact thing and you break something, the LLC gets sued, not you individually, so that you sort of have a separation of business assets and personal assets. I don't know what state you live in, but almost every single state gives you the opportunity to file an LLC online. You can do it in 15 minutes. You do not need to hire an attorney to do it for you. It's a very simple process. So I always recommend LLCs. Again, not your attorney, so this is just general advice for anyone starting a company. But that would be the way I would go, because it'll just give you more protection than being a sole proprietorship. You don't need to be incorporated because... unless you're going to sell stock or something of that nature, there's no real reason to go through all those layers. Partnership wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, because if it's just you need at least 2 people to be in a partnership. So that would be my general starting point, is to look at an LLC and don't hire an attorney, do it yourself, because anyone can figure out how to do it.
Oh, she's in Michigan.
Oh, hey, I love Michigan. So yes, I set up an LLC in Michigan when I was living there because I did training for people, and I had to set up an LLC. So it's very simple. It took me like 12 minutes. You go to the I don't remember, Secretary of State's website, I think in Michigan, and you can set up an LLC in no time. And yes, I agree. To the extent that you are going to set up a company, you should at least talk to an accountant to make sure that you're not doing anything that is untoward or improper, because there's a bunch of crazy tax stuff that you will encounter. Like in Texas, don't even get me started on all of the sort of accounting and tax stuff that we have to deal with as a business. But you just don't want to end up, getting hit with a tax bill. Even so, in Texas, even if you don't make any revenue and you have an LLC, you have to file a report. And if you don't file the report, even if you have $0 in revenue, they will charge you a late fee for failing to file a report that said you made no money. So you just want to make sure you're aware of all those situations. Pam, I think I answered your question. It's $69.99 for the 24-inch. The 14-inch will obviously be cheaper, but I don't have a price on that yet because I'm still waiting to get a final price on one of the components.
Also, just in case you came in a little bit after we started, because I mentioned it right at the beginning, I got the projects finished for the Rebs Fab Stash unboxing. If you've been watching those unboxings, I've been trying to get all the projects done before I put the video up, so they've been coming up a little bit later. But in that video that is going to release on Friday, there is a giveaway for one of the projects. So be sure to turn on the notifications and check that out so you can enter that giveaway when that comes up.
Tiffany, it's about 500 square feet, is the quilting room.
Okay, but to be fair, only probably half of it is my quilting stuff anymore, and half of it is set up so for the SlideLock stuff. So I'm gonna have to show. I want to show at some point kind of the steps to putting it together, because it has literally taken over our whole house.
Here.
Yeah, I think he's gonna try to turn the camera a little bit because
I can't see.
So it's a mess. Okay, everybody has commented on how clean my sewing room is. You guys are gonna get a first look of how it is not.
So as my wife said, half, maybe 40%.
Actually, it's not that bad over there right now.
No, but this is sort of, so what you see over there that is orange and black. That is assembly station number 1. That is where the acrylic and the handle are put together. And there's a bunch of fun stuff that goes into that, and maybe we'll make a video, but there's special torque, like the screws are torqued to a very specific degree.
You're shaking the camera because you're
sorry.
holding it.
And then this right here is just a camera stand, so I apologize.
Oh, I can move that.
Oh, there you go. So that's my wife's
better?
design wall. In the background, the black table there is one of the assembly stations. And then if we come over here, what you see sort of on that white table is the station where we put the polyurethane bumpers on, the magic sauce, if you will. And that's where they get put together. And then I'm going to try and make sure I'm not in this shot. Right there is our packing table that has all of our packing stuff. Under that is packing supplies, and then in one of the closets back there is also more supplies. But this is where a lot of the magic happens. Obviously, this is not my shop, but that is where a lot of the they get put together.
Yeah, our kids didn't like everything being set up in the garage where it's really hot doing those steps. So I moved some of my stuff around and got some tables set up so that they can be in air conditioning when working.
Oh man, I got myself on camera. You can see all my gray in my beard. What's going on there? Sorry, we're probably 10 seconds delayed on the video, so what I just said may not make a lot of sense to you, but apparently when I was doing that, the gray of my beard got in the video. So, hey Kiki, how are you? Hope all's well.
Oh, Kiki's on.
Yeah, she just came.
Hi.
So Janet, yeah, we are. So we've started sending to Canada. Although I feel badly because some of the shipping costs. I was speaking with a woman last night who, again, Canada's a vast country, and I know there's a lot of remote areas. I think shipping to her location was like $65 or $70 or something like that. And when I went in to look at it, because she had asked about the shipping price, I was like, hey, I don't know why it's so expensive. And then I realized that they were adding a delivery surcharge because of where she lived. So I literally chose a city that I think was maybe an hour or 2 hours away from where she lived, that was further away, and it was half the shipping cost.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the area for there we've seen so far.
She ended up just having it shipped to her daughter so that she didn't have to pay all of the shipping costs, which was fine for us. So, but that's Canada. Like, I can't even imagine. Janet, do me a favor. Email us at info@sobeitquilts with your address, and let me see. I can run a quote to figure out what shipping costs would be, and I can let you know. I'm not opposed to selling in Australia. I feel really badly if you're going to pay shipping that's essentially the same price as the product. It just...
Yeah, it seems wrong.
It does. But I'm happy to take a look for you and see what it costs.
Yeah, it's just such, because it's such an awkward box shape, I think that adds a lot to the shipping too. So,
there's some more names, babe.
Yeah, they're so good. Everybody.
So.
Oh, let us know in the chat if you are from, It Seems to Be So, because I know they had an event last night, and she mentioned that we were going to talk about opening up for name suggestions. So let us know if you are here from that event that she did last night.
Welcome, Giovanna from Italy. I think maybe the first person I've seen from Italy. I mean, I've been to Italy, and I've seen many people from Italy, but in this chat. I think his first one from Italy.
That's really cool.
So Lori, the products that are 14 and 24 inches are the SlideLock. So this is the 24-inch version. The 14-inch version is coming. I'm just waiting for the parts to make it. So that's what the 14 and 24-inch are.
And then the other product we showed that is not available yet, but is coming out soon, is 2.5 inches, 3.5 inches, and 4.5 inches will be the first release of sizes of those.
So the design wall material, babe, what is your design wall?
So it's just batting pieces left that I used on it. He's not going to be happy with me, but I'm going to have him redo it because I had a different design wall before we moved here that I loved so much more. It was like foam board that I just covered with batting and stapled, and as it's kind of stretched from being there, like there's parts that hang that my blocks don't want to stick to. When he made my design wall before, he just put a big piece of batting up, and then
I framed it out with some
he framed it out for me. It looked a lot nicer, and the way he tacked it up, it didn't move around and shift so much. So it's fine, but I got to put him to work and get the same one I had before.
Let's see. Did that one. So Kiki, I have a workshop already where I build all the stuff. The biggest issue with the SlideLock is, so I have a dust containment system in my shop. I have actually multiple to keep the dust away. But so all of the pieces are cut out and drilled and CNC'd in my shop, but we assemble them up here inside away from the dust because the polyurethane bumpers that get stuck on the bottom, if the wood is not completely clean and free of debris, there's a possibility that the adhesion won't be great and they'll fall off at some point. I hope that never happens. If any of you do have that issue, let me know and I will send you more bumpers for free just so you can, because you just pop them back on. But that we do it inside away from that so that there's no dust and particles here to ensure that we get a good adhesion. So I do think you're right. We probably need to expand our assembly station because we need to make sure we stay ahead of the ball. But yeah, all the products are made in the shop and then they're assembled up here so that we have that. Have you made, because I know you've wanted to take my military uniforms and make a memory quilt, but you haven't done
that, right? Yet. No, I want to think of, because I've been looking at different designs that I see on Pinterest and different places, and I want to come up with something very unique. Kind of like I showed you the one that the Quilting Marine did. Mm-hmm. His was really cool.
His was awesome.
And so it'll definitely be a project that I do. He's been saving them. Like, we've moved them a million times. Yeah. So it's definitely something I want to do. I've just been wanting to come up with kind of a unique design and then share the process on my channel when I think of something.
Yeah, because so Danelle was asking simply because the uniforms are a little bit thicker. She said the fabric is thicker than normal and quilting cotton and less stretchy. Should she use interfacing or anything to make it a little bit easier?
If it's stretchy, I would definitely use interfacing. I wish I can remember. Let me see if it's labeled on the one I use because I really like this product. So I think it's gotinterfacing.com and it doesn't say which one. This one. So Woven Fuse. I really like, she has a Woven Fuse 1 and 2, and I would suggest on a quilt using the 1 because it's not as thick. The 2 is a lot thicker, and I use it when I make bags. Let me see if I can let me put this back so I can show you guys so here, hopefully she's still, it has her shop. So gotinterfacing.com.
Yeah, move it up, babe, because you can barely see it. Hopefully that works.
So her interfacing is a lot better price, in my opinion, of getting some of the other out there on the market. But her interfacing really kind of moves like fabric, so you're not going to get that really stiff feel on it. And this is the Woven Fuse 2 that is thicker. I use it for bags, but I would get the Woven Fuse original for putting on any stretchy fabric you want to put into a quilt. All right, back to us.
Okay. Yeah, I've got so many. I've got my desert camis. I got my jungle camis. I've got it. So the desert camis are the ones that we wear in the Middle East. The jungle ones are Colombia, or really pretty much anywhere you need to be green.
I don't remember what all you have up there that we've been moving, but I definitely want to put a quilt together with it. And also, if you all didn't see Sean's live this morning, the guy who sews, go check that out. Oh my gosh, I already have my cart filling up with patterns. I'm horrible with names. I know his name was John, but I can't remember his website name. But check out that video. It'll have all the links, and he has some amazing, amazing art patterns. He was out of Canada, and I keep adding him to I kept showing you too. I'm like, because I have this that he made me because I was trimming up and I was like, I need to use it right away. And so I was like, you need to make me a rectangle one for trimming for this pattern that I added to the cart. Put more on your plate.
Yeah. The cameras we use, Tiffany's Quilting Life, Tiffany, they're made by Logitech and they're called Mevo, I think. They came in a set of 3 so that you can have all of them going at once and you can sort of switch from one to one.
So I'll show you. It's really cool because the app, I don't even know if it's coming up where you can really see it, but you can switch around to each camera just by touching. I have a video up showing them in use and everything, but they have made my life so much easier because I can set them up and just switch to each camera when I'm filming. But he found them for me for Christmas.
2 years ago?
I think 2 years ago, yeah.
I don't remember. But no, they're great. They're really fun. I mean, they take a little bit of setting up, but once you get them set up, they're good to go. Kiki wants to know if you can put a link for the interfacing.
Yeah, I'll try. Let me switch with you.
Right here. Yeah, I can just...
I think it's right here.
Oh, it's not even www. Okay. I will put that up right now.
Yeah, I've purchased. She ships really fast too. I've purchased a lot of stuff for the bags that I make, and her interfacing works really well. It fuses really well. I don't have as much issues as I've had with other ones. Just read her, because she doesn't send like Pelon does, like a thing with that's wrapped around all of it that tells you how to put it on. But on her site, it tells you like the best temperature and if you should mist with water on the different ones and things like that to get it to fuse really well.
So
you'll like them, Tiffany. Oh my, they've helped me so much with we've been moving the cameras a lot here, so it's probably not the best advertisement for them, but usually when I get set up to film like a tutorial or something, I can have them set up and just move from my different stations, and it's really nice. Yeah.
Let's see. Yep. Oh man, I didn't realize how bad my hair looks. That's what I get from
fine.
Working in the shop at 97 degrees.
Yeah, so I don't know if you have any more questions, we can grab them, but you have to get back to work. And my daughter had a sleepover the past 2 nights, and she's been sending me texts asking if I'll take them to Ulta and Five Below. So I've been summoned to be a chauffeur yet again.
Our daughter turned 16 in January, and we can't wait because it means that we won't have to take her on these excursions. And it also means like when it's 8:00 and I get a hankering for something, I can send her out to go get it. So I don't have to do it myself. But yeah, until then, we are the chauffeurs.
Okay, I have to brag for a minute, and we can, with me chatting, can take up that time for seeing if there's any other questions before we hop off. But last week, or was it the week before, our daughter plays soccer, and she's played on a competitive club team for a while now. But she wanted to do some tryouts for some other teams in the area because she was kind of already on the top level team for the club that she was with. And she made a new team, and it is ECRL?
So it's in the Elite Clubs National League, which is the highest level of competition. So our daughter was born in 2008, and the way that soccer works is you play by your birth year. So she's an 08. But she made a team for the 07 team.
We're really excited.
The club she's joining has like 6 or 7 08 teams, but they asked her to play on the 07 team, which is awesome for her. So we're really excited about that.
Which just means busier.
Yeah, it just means
until she can drive.
So yeah, it was really fun. She really enjoyed it. Yeah,
that's funny.
So we're looking forward to that. And I'll be honest, my favorite part about it though is, and I love professional soccer, so I follow it very closely. And all professional soccer teams have 3 uniforms. They have a home, away, and they have an alternate. And her new team has the same thing. They have a home and away and an alternate. Although technically, so that's really cool. And I like it because their alternate jersey is really awesome, their uniform. But technically, they are affiliated with a professional team in England. So I guess that's probably not all that. Because they're affiliated with you know which team, because it's got the same name. So, anyway, it was really cool. We're excited about that. But yeah, even on the team that she was on now, like we travel all over the place, and now we have to travel more. But
yeah, they were in Minnesota a few months ago because she went to play with a team up there.
Yeah.
So busy.
It is what it is. We enjoy it. It keeps us traveling and makes us feel young.
Speak for yourself. I'm so exhausted after all the traveling.
So I guess I don't see too many other questions. So again, just quick recap. This is a new product. It has not yet been launched, but we do need a name for it. So if you can come up with a name, essentially what it does is, this was a 4.5-inch version. You can put it on your fabric and cut out half square triangles while you rotate this on the fabric, because it's got little grippies on here that will allow you to do so.
It's them leaving.
And the issue is we don't have a name for it. So if you have a name for it, please leave it in the comments. We'll do a poll next week with the best options, and whoever is chosen, or whoever's name is chosen as the best name, will receive a set of 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5-inch, whatever they're going to be called. Lori, I'm not sure I understand. Oh,
I can't read it, so you're on your own on that.
Can you rewrite your question? What came through is, I heroes the slide ruler do, and I'm not sure what that means. So let me know what you mean, and I will answer your question. Yeah, the quilting
archery,
compound.
That's cool.
Yeah, we went to vacation in Vermont. Oh man,
a million years ago.
And we were there for it was like a week or a week and a half. And the place we went to had an archery thing set up, and so we did some archery classes. It was really fun, and our kids actually enjoyed it. But that's got to be really fun to travel. I mean, traveling is fun in general, but I feel like archery would be fun. Also difficult though, because I know that from learning about shipping stuff in the mail, like carrying a bow around cannot be easy if you're having to jump on a plane and go somewhere, because they're such odd shapes. So.
Oh, what does the slide rock? What does the slide rock?
Oh, what does this? Okay, what does the SlideLock do?
Let me. You entertain them, and I'll grab some fabric, and we can cut it real quick.
So I don't know about entertain, but I have a desk calendar, which is it's a different dad joke every day, and the best one that I've come across in a while is and bear with me because my delivery is not great here. Especially because this is meant to be a back and forth. But, did you hear about the CEO of Honda? No, I didn't hear. What happened? Well, he apparently made some very bad comments in the media, and the board told him he either had to quit or he was going to be fired. So he decided to resign on his own accord.
We hear these.
Sorry, I think it's hilarious.
Daily. He's so proud of that. Where did you get it?
So as the kids and I were looking, so this is a problem with me. I like to buy things for myself, unfortunately. No, the kids and I were looking for a Christmas gift for you, and we went into like one of those stores in the mall that just has a bunch of random stuff.
Okay.
And I saw that one. I'm like, oh, I need to get this for me because I want it. And I don't actually think we ended up buying you anything at that store.
Okay, so to be like he buys me so much stuff all the time. I would have nothing but quilt supplies in fabric if it wasn't for him. Like he'll see my shoes that we go walk in like tattered
I need to buy you new right now.
tattered and falling apart, and he's like, "Why haven't you bought yourself new shoes?" And I'm like, I just don't think about it after we get back from a walk. I don't care. So, yeah, he buys me all that kind of stuff because I don't care about shoes and all that kind of stuff. I'd rather have fabric.
Speaking of it, I just ordered you new shoes.
See? Okay, so the SlideLock, hopefully that's probably doing some wonky stuff because the other angle we had set up in the tutorial video was a little bit better for getting it all on camera. So the SlideLock ruler, what it does is because there's springs in it and these bumpers and holes on the bottom, you can slide it across your fabric really easily to get it in place. But when you put pressure down, those bumpers go through the holes on the bottom and hold your fabric in place for cutting. So you won't be able to move. You're not going to slide around. You don't have to travel your hand up the ruler to cut to keep pressure in different areas. So let me just show you by trimming off one side here. So just a little pressure down and you can trim up your fabric. Now you see there's no markings or anything like that on it. So you still need one of your other rulers. Let's say I'm going to cut 3-inch strips to cut down to 3-inch squares. So I'll line up against that nice freshly cut edge and get my 3-inch line and put my hand on it to hold it place, slide the ruler up, press down, and then I'll cut my 3-inch strip. And the nice thing is because it distributes the weight all the way across it, you don't have to travel your hand. You're not going to get that weird bump at the fold. And I mean, it's helped me with cutting so much. The acrylic is a 1/4 inch thick, so you're not going to have to worry as much about your blade coming up the side and nicking you like you would on one of the other rulers because it's a lot thinner, and your hand's up on the wooden handle, so you're farther away from it. You're not cutting right next to where your hand is. So there's a lot of really awesome features on it. We do have a video that is definitely a lot longer and more detailed about it. I do plan to film another video that's just walking through how to use it soon, whenever I get a chance. But there is a short video on my channel as well that shows it too.
And one thing I want to say is, because I think I may have said this before. If you notice right here, I'll hold it up here. There we go. It says patented right there. That's one, to protect us so that people don't, try and make this. But really the main importance of this right here is this, where it says patented, is where you want to put your hand. It's in the center of this and it's 24 inches long. When you put your pressure here, and I'm just using my thumb, you don't need a lot of pressure. But when you press down in the center, it evenly distributes the weight across the entire length of this so that your fabric at the bottom and at the top stays put. If you put your hand up here at the front, what's going to happen is your fabric here will be in the front will be fine, but back here, which you can't see on screen, but at the rear of it, because you're pressing down here, you're not getting complete pressure on the springs in the back, so your fabric may not be completely held in place. So try to remember to put pressure down in the center so that it evenly distributes the weight so that your fabric stays in place the entire time. I don't know that many people are going to be putting their hands way up here, but just keep in mind that you want to be as close to the center as possible, or really anywhere on the flat portion of this, because if you look, front area is trimmed at an angle, as is the back area. So as long as you're somewhere on the flat part, then you'll be fine. And as my wife said, you can keep your hand out of the way when you're cutting so that you don't have to worry about coming up and cutting your hand down here. And I haven't tried this, and I don't know if you have, babe, but if you're someone who has an issue with trying to stay along the ruler and cut a straight line, I think it's fair to say, and I'm not going to cut this fabric because I don't want to waste it, you can sort of, because this will stay in place, the SlideLock, you can run your blade up against the plastic as a stop to make sure that you stay in a straight line so that you're not, veering off. Do you think that's accurate?
Okay, so I'm not going to bother moving this camera out of the way, but who wants to see him try to cut fabric with my big acrylic ruler and then try to do it with the SlideLock? Because he has never cut. Have you ever cut any fabric with my?
No.
Okay, so please tell me, do you want to see him try? Like, this will literally be the first time that he's gonna cut anything. That would be fun.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, put a pole up.
No, I don't even know how to do that.
Okay, yes, they want to see you. It's been said.
Come on.
This is gonna be fun. Or we'll never sell another SlideLock again.
All right, what do I need to do? I feel like I'm being taken advantage of.
Okay, so you're just gonna, with this ruler, just line it up instead of, like Tiffany said in there, you can just use the lines on here, so line it up.
Okay.
And then you push the blade out.
I feel like I'm going to cut my hand off.
And, well, we got to put it down first. I'm just going to show you. And then just go along the side of the ruler and then do the same with the SlideLock after and just see how you do. But I'm going to close the blade for you to set up. This is going to be so fun.
Okay.
You're going to have fun.
Keep in mind, everyone, I have never done this. And I have horrible arthritis in my left hand, so I don't know how well I can hold
yeah, that's
this
right.
down.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, he does.
So do I want to do this? Do I want to do...
If you want to cut your thumb hanging it off the
well,
side between...
see, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay,
I wish I could have both angles on at the same time so they can see how stressed you are right now.
I'm going to try and do it like this. Okay, and then
Yeah, you just have the...
How hard do I have to push
slant
down?
the blade,
Okay,
though. You want it to kind of be upright.
So like 90 degrees-ish? Yeah. Okay, and then how hard do I push?
You don't have to push that
I just
hard.
don't want to like cut... Well,
Don't cut your ear off. He just brought the open blade up to his ear. Tell him how sharp it is.
All right. So, and then I just cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, man, it's moving. Oh, man.
So you have to travel your hand. Didn't you listen to my talking about it?
It's not even straight. I'm a failure. All right.
Now try with the other one.
Okay, I don't know how to... So this is sad. I know how to make it. I don't know how to use it. Okay, so I just...
Just line it up at
Okay, so I don't need the ruler for this part?
No, just use, like... I would use, like, the inch lines and...
There.
And do the same thing.
Sorry.
Don't cut your face!
Oh, that's so much easier. See, and I wasn't afraid to go fast either, because
it wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
That was not fun. That was stressful.
All right. Okay, this turned into something completely out of the way. I put him on the spot. All right. Hopefully you guys had fun with that. I wish I could have done... I don't know how to put the picture in a picture on this. I know there's a way. But if you guys had seen how stressed he was doing that. And he wanted to, like, wipe away. And he kept bringing it up. And I was like, stop.
Yeah. I do not like to fail at anything. And so anytime I'm put in a situation where I have no idea what I'm doing, I become very uncomfortable. So, yeah, but I walked away. I've got my hands. I mean, 70% of a hand. I don't know. What does the government say? I think they say I have 70%. I don't know. Anyway, so, well, thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. I appreciate your lies.
I mean, that was actually a great advertisement for it because on the other one, and it probably wasn't even all the way on camera, but you had, like, it had veered over maybe 1/8 of an inch. Not too bad, but on this one it's completely straight.
Well, when I tried to do the first one, like when I had it here, as I started, the bottom turned to the left because I put too much pressure against it, and then I tried to overcorrect, and then I went the other way, and it was...
You just have to, with those, you have to move your hand slowly up.
Well, you didn't need to tell me that.
I literally talked about it in all of our videos about the SlideLock.
Oh, you cracked me up, babe. Yeah, so you all got to see me make a fool of myself. So happy morning for you all.
Right, Tiffany? You kind of think they would know from seeing us do the tutorials all the time on all the steps, but I guess they're taking care of other things. You're in the chat and replying, so I'll kind of forgive you for not listening to me.
Thank you. Yeah, Tiffany, I see my wife do a lot of things. I, not to toot my own horn, I am a pretty decent cook. I cannot bake to save my life. If you want me to make you a sauce, or you want me to cook you a steak perfectly, or make you fresh homemade pasta with whatever you want inside, I can do it all day long. You ask me to bake you bread, or a cake, or a muffin, I have no idea what I'm doing. I watch her do it all the time, though. I can't do it at all. So... I
came out and you were trying to make, what was it, pancakes for Lorelai or something?
Something.
And he has the flour in there and he's like about to crack an egg and I'm like, what are you doing? You can't put the egg in with just the flour and not having it mixed with the milk and all that. Yeah.
Look, we are simple beings, man. We know what we know and we don't know what we don't know. So that's the problem, though, Laura. But I agree. Bread is difficult, but she makes bread like that, and it's delicious every time. And it's like, well, how do you do that? Because I don't get it.
So there, if you like making fresh bread, and I think I sent a copy to my mom. I don't know if she liked the book as much as I do with that bread Bible.
Oh yeah, I love
that. That goes through like all the chemical reasons that you need to do everything in a specific step. It's a lot to read, but all the recipes have been spot on it. I got it on Amazon. It's just called the Bread Bible. And if you're in my Facebook group, I'll try to remember to put a picture of it on there because I don't know if there's any other books by the same name on there, but it is so good. We do a focaccia bread from there quite a lot. Everyone loves it. Their pita bread recipe is amazing. Yeah, that's a good book. That's where I get most of my bread recipes from.
Yeah, you should, Laura. It is the focaccia recipe specifically in that book is so good.
Yeah, and they have a couple different versions of it in there. My kid's favorite, well, especially my daughter, because she loves garlic. They have a roasted garlic one where you roast the little, what are they called? The little garlic pods, the cloves. I need to go get a tea. So you roast those and then you just push them into the focaccia bread. Oh my goodness, it's so good. So now I need to make that. That would go good with the brisket probably that you made.
Oh yeah, it would be.
A lot of those, just a warning, if you go look at the book, a lot of them are like, they're a lot of prep work. A lot of them you have to start part of it the day before and then it's like 11 hours to rise and do all this stuff. So it's definitely a process, but worth it.
I bought you 3 pair of shoes, by the way.
3?
Well, so I don't have to remember to do it every 2 months. But they should be coming out with text messages. Yeah, so we're talking about bread.
I don't even know.
That was sort of the whole point here, though. This is like a great, like, this is just as much for me as it is for you guys. Like, it's a great way to start my weekend. Talk about bread, almost cut my ear and hand off, make a fool out of myself. I feel so much better.
Did you ever think that would be what you did this weekend up here, though? That'd be like more something that would happen in the shop.
So, going back and looking, this is, story time. Never did I think I would be an attorney. Never did I think I would be in the quilting business. So no, nothing about any of this is what I expected, but it's been awesome. I love it. When I was younger, I had my own, I had an own IT business that I ran when I was 16, where I would go to
Oh, you were telling Hunter about that.
Yeah, so I lived in an area that had several different retirement communities. And as a young teenager who loved technology, like I got my first computer. I mean, I got AOL when AOL first started, I think in 92 or 93. So I've been messing around with computers since then. And so I was pretty tech savvy. So I would go to the retirement homes and basically just say, hey, look, if you have any trouble setting up any of your computers or cell phones or whatever it may be. I didn't have a lot of cell phones back then, but yeah, I would go literally knock door to door. I'd get permission from whoever, owned the retirement community. I would knock door to door. Hey, do you need help setting up a printer? Or because back then, I don't know if it's still a thing, a lot of people in retirement communities love to make greeting cards for all their friends, and there was certain software, and a lot of them didn't know how to use it. So I would go around door to door trying to do that. And I've been working since I was 14. So I never thought that I would end up in quilting, but I love it because I just love building stuff and creating things, and this is a great outlet for me to do it. And it combines both of our passions, so it works out very well. That's a very long-winded answer to say no. I had no idea we'd be talking about bread this morning.
You always have long-winded stories.
Yeah. But it's on purpose because what ends up happening is I talk so much in court that my opponent forgets what I'm even arguing about.
They just give up.
And they give up. And then I win. So it works well for me.
Yes, I agree, Helen. Yeah, I love watching Tiffany's channel as well. Her and her husband are a great team. I think I followed all of Tiffany's Sculliver, the process of that quilt. Oh my goodness. So I've shown you a lot of those legit kits.
Those things are so cool.
Yeah, that's Tiffany did one of those, the Sculliver one, where it's like a skull and it was really cool, really cool. I'm horrible at. I still have Hunter's poor lion that I need to work on, but I saw a lot of people using, and I got the Acorn pen, and I think that will help me a lot with pressing those seams. Was one of my big issues.
Oh, the one from Sean's channel.
Yeah, they were showing it on there too. Yeah.
Okay, so again, happy to stay and answer any questions. Demonstrated the SlideLock, so everyone knows what that is.
I think this is the longest live we've probably ever done.
But I feel like it's only been 10 minutes. Yeah. I'm having a great time. So if there are no other questions, I think that we can be done.
Yeah, I think I showed everything that I wanted to show, and I'll have to go back and go through and look at all the
the names. Yeah. I've already got like two favorite ones of the names that you guys recommended for the thingy. I'll call it right now. Ooh, that's a good one, Quilting Compound. I like that. It's been great. The feedback has been fun. I like everything you guys have said. I don't like that I was forced to cut something that I didn't want to.
Oh, my mom's in. So my mom has, I think the quilt's behind this quilt that she made me that I showed on here. But she used, you could have used the SlideLock to cut all these, but she did something even more genius. She used that guillotine in a book shop to cut all the fabric because they didn't have rotary cutters then.
Oh no.
Because I couldn't imagine cutting all those tiny little squares. I still have to get the binding on that quilt though, but yeah.
Yeah, the only other thing I'll throw out there for anyone is I have a mind that unfortunately never stops, which is good and bad. Sometimes it means I talk her ear off about things that she doesn't want to hear about. If you have any ideas for products that you want that don't exist or don't exist in the way in which you want them, shoot us an email at info@SoBeItQuilts. I'm happy to take a look at making anything I can to make your lives easier. I know someone had recommended or had asked if I could make long arm quilting rulers. So I'm going to experiment with my CNC and see what I can come up with. I've got some cool ideas, but as someone who doesn't quilt on the rig or ever, I don't know if they're going to make any sense, but I think it'd be really cool to have one that has awesome shapes in it and stuff.
And so Becca is, when she gets back from her trip, she's sending me a picture of something. I think I told you a little bit about it, to hold tools by the sewing machine. So she's going to send me a picture of that. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff in the works, and we really appreciate you all hopping on here in the morning on a weekend and spending some time with us. It was fun for us to chat and kind of update you all and see what you all would like from us and all your questions and everything. Well, he saw them. I'm trying.
So, okay. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by and giving us something fun to do this morning. I'm going to go back in the workshop and make more stuff.
And now you can cut all my fabric for me.
That's never going to happen.
Now you know how.
Well, thank you everyone for coming. Again, shoot us if you ever have any questions about anything. info@sobeitquilts is .com. info@sobeitquilts.com is the email address. Obviously, you can comment on the video with questions as well, and we will check those. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. If you're in America, I know we have Memorial Day, so hopefully you don't have to work on Monday. And if so, get more quilting done this weekend, or whatever you're going to do. But
make some bread. Buy that book.
Yeah, it's such a good book.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I think we're good. I'm going to go make stuff.
And I'm taking some teenage girls around town, I guess. So.
Oh, Colleen, I saw your order just come in. So yes, we will.
I'll try. I should be able to pack it up now, and if I take the girls, it's over there by the UPS shop. So maybe you'll get it.
Yeah, we'll get yours in the mail today, Colleen.
All right, awesome. Thank you, and thank you all so much for hopping on. We are really grateful for all of your support so much. It has been a fun journey for us, and we can't wait to see where it takes us.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.